Hi again, everybody, from Goss Stadium at Coleman Field on the campus of Oregon State University in Corvallis, along with Thomas Rudolph, Garrett Dworshak, and our whole crew. This is Mike Parker welcoming you to the third and final game of the South Division Series in the West Coast League between the Corvallis Knights and the Cowlitz Black Bears. The decisive game three, the rubber game, the winner-take-all game, with Cowlitz winning in a dramatic style in the opener of the series on Tuesday. The Knights coming back to win last night to even the series and set up tonight's winner take all on a pleasant 81-degree evening. Breezy, clear, beautiful conditions again for baseball, and the fans coming in for playoff baseball for the 16th consecutive time that playoffs have been available. The 1 year, 2020, when we didn't have them, but every other year since the Knights moved here in 2007, the Knights have been involved in postseason play, and not only involved, but coming out on top 9 times and the last 6 summers. The win last night gives them an opportunity to keep the drive for 7 straight West Coast League championships alive. Last night's win was predicated on outstanding pitching. Starter Miles Gostola was picked up by Caden Siegel, and Caden handed the ball off to Zach Johnson, who showed some real competitiveness and athleticism in the 9th inning to hold off a Cowlitz rally and put the Knights into tonight's rubber game. Caden Siegel, who began his summer somewhere else, will share his thoughts for the first time this summer. I had a chance to sit down with Caden about the beginnings of his summer coming back with the Corvallis Knights, his life growing up in this ballpark, lessons learned from Coach Yoon and his father, and just being part of this great Corvallis Knights culture. So a conversation with last night's outstanding pitcher in middle relief, Caden Siegel, with Sam Sturr, his future teammate at the University of Portland and former teammate at the Little League World Series in Williamsport 8 years ago, getting the start for the Knights. We'll have Caden talk a little bit about Sam and the approach that he expects from Sam Sturr tonight as the Knights try to play their way into Saturday. If they win tonight, they'll host the Portland Pickles here Saturday night. Portland took care of Ridgefield in 2 games. But first things first, a conversation with Caden Siegel coming up in 2. It's the Knights and Cowlitz to settle this playoff series, powered by Pioneer Connect. Back in 2 on 1240 Joe Radio. Welcome back into Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. It's the rubber game, the decisive game of the South Divisional Series, the Corvallis Knights and Cowlitz Black Bears. The Knights winning last night behind tremendous pitching, led by Miles Gastola, but then followed up by excellent work from Caden Siegel out of the bullpen, and Zach Johnson finished things off. Caden Siegel kind enough to join me. Caden, congratulations. Yesterday when I saw you, when I walked in the ballpark, you thought that what unfolded last night might actually happen, even though you were scheduled to start tonight's game. Tell me a little bit how you felt as the game played out, and when your number was called, you seemed to be ready to go.
You know, I didn't really prepare like I was starting tomorrow. I just was ready to go in the game then. You know, you always gotta be ready to go, and I saw the game was tight, and I just wanted to pitch. Honestly, it didn't matter when, so.
You wanted to pitch, and I thought, I mean, you've been good all year, but I thought last night, as good as I've seen you in terms of command and just the presence on the hill. How did you feel?
I felt pretty good. I wouldn't say better or worse than another day. I think it just made it easier that, you know, Miles went out and did his job. He was excellent through his 5, and so easy to carry that momentum that we had, plus the 4 runs we scored, so it made it pretty easy.
Caden Siegel's running me. Caden, what was the team's overall mentality coming back after the tough loss in Game 1 in terms of what you knew you had to do yesterday and now kind of what's ahead of you today?
Well, we always have been talking about just picking each other up and staying sticky, just like what Uni taught. So we just thought, you know what, let's just get even stickier, let's get louder, let's get a little more energetic going into this game, because I don't think anybody walked in the ballpark thinking this could be their last day, that we knew we had a Game 3 today. And I think that's also the same mentality today. But, you know, I think how we just, like, approached each day is just getting better and better, and then just focusing on what's important now. So I think that's just the same mentality.
Caden, you mentioned Uni, you mentioned sticky. I'm wondering, in your life, when you think about the impact of that man, Coach Yoon, on you, your life, your body, your mind, your craft, tell me a little bit about his impact on your life.
Well, there was a big reason why I came back was just because of Uni, and he teaches a whole different mentality that you just gotta attack life. You can't be soft. You gotta do the hard things to enjoy the good things. And I think I lost it a little bit, and just coming back, it really taught me that I gotta stick with things. And I think he's had a huge impact of just how I approach my day to day and how I treat other people.
Caden, when you say you came back, tell us a little bit of sort of what was on your plate at the beginning of the summer, what you were, you know, what kind of predicated that decision, how that eventually played out, and how you ended up back here.
Well, I started in North Carolina, which I do think is a really cool experience playing on the East Coast, and there was nice warm beaches, so it was pretty fun. Overall, I honestly just thought a lot of it was I had to get back to just working with Uni and getting my body right going into the fall, and I thought there'd be a better opportunity to do that here than on the East Coast.
You will give thumbs up to the beaches of North Carolina. I've never been there. Were they cool?
Super nice, super warm water. I don't know. I loved it, honestly. I love the beaches.
Well, you came back, though, where we were so glad and felt like this is a place that you belong, putting aside the great family ties and the roots with this organization and your dad, of course. Tell me a little bit about coming back, though, what the place means to you, this organization, Coach Knight, Dan, Coach Yoon, being a Corvallis Knight and seeing it as you grew up in this ballpark.
Well, it's been a lot. I've obviously been around this field watching these games since I was younger, and I think there's just such a good culture built here just from the top that you don't really want to leave after you get here. And it's just everybody just loves each other so much, and then it's just good baseball. It's not like relaxed like some other teams and leagues are. It's just there's a winning and growing culture here that you don't find at some other places.
Caden Siegel, my guest for a few more minutes. One last thing on that whole theme you just touched on, the love that you guys feel, the bond. How does that happen? I mean, you're part of it. You've been part of it here. But how does that get fostered? Does it start with your dad, do you think, and just the way he's built the organization and the principles and the fundamentals he's applied to this whole thing?
Yeah, I'd say it's built from the top and just keeping accountability. And everybody here wants to get better. And I say Uni, honestly, he just builds this culture where it's like you can't you can't be soft, and we're going to do things that usually other people don't do, but we're going to grow around how tough things are and how we're going to get through them. So,
what is your goal at Portland the upcoming year? I mean, in terms of this summer, building upon that when you get there in the fall, and what may be ahead for you next spring?
You know, at Portland, I'm just attacking the fall and just growing as a team, keep doing that, and also just getting the opportunity to win some ball games and make a regional, which I think would be super exciting.
No doubt about that. Final thing, and that is just one pitcher to another. Sam Sturr faces this lineup tonight. What's your sense about Sam, when he's on, when he's good, what he's doing well, and what you expect from him tonight?
You know, I love just watching Sam because of his intensity. He's a friend from way back, so just I love the intensity on the mound. I love the fire. He wants to be there. He loves to compete. You can see it just in the dugout, so it's just even amplified on the mound. He's going to come at you with multiple pitches, just plus pitches, and just compete with all his stuff.
Caden, it's been great to watch you compete with all your stuff, too. Great job last night. Thanks for taking time for me. I appreciate it. Great to see you, and we'll see you here Saturday night.
Thank you.
Okay. Caden Siegel, my guest. We've got the starting lineups and the first pitch. Sam Sturr to deliver it in the decisive Game 3. The Knights and Cowlitz Black Bears on another beautiful night ahead of the big heat coming this weekend. Will be Monday during the title game that the Knights are certainly planning on participating in. Could be about 104 and 105. So we'll appreciate the very pleasant conditions tonight. The lineups and first pitch next on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. A perfect night for West Coast League playoff baseball for the Knights in this rubber match of the West Coast League South Divisional Series. It'll be Sam Sturr getting ready to face the following lineup. Knights postseason baseball powered by Pioneer Connect. For the Cowlitz Black Bears in the playoffs for just the second time in franchise history. Their participation in the league began in the summer of 2010. They made the playoffs in 2012, and now with their magnificent run in the second half, winning all 9 of their series, including taking 2 of 3 against the Knights in the first series of the second half. Cowlitz in the postseason and won dramatically in the opener on Tuesday at Story Field in Longview, and then pushed the Knights all the way to the end last night, but Corvallis did prevail. So here we go with the rubber match, and this is the lineup for Kelly Stinnett, who's done an outstanding job in his first year, the head coach at Park University in Gilbert, Arizona, leading Cowlitz to a record 33 wins during the regular season. His starting lineup looks this way. Leading off in left field, Marcus Titiali'i. Batting second at shortstop, Kyle Mamarian. Hitting third at first base, Ian Riley. Chris Brown, the cleanup hitter, at third base. Seth Stroh batting fifth in right field. Griffin Sotomayor hitting sixth and catching. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Nick Miller. Travis Moore hitting eighth in center field. Julius Hooks batting ninth at second base. And on the mound for Cowlitz will be a hometown kid, Austin McWilliams, a right-hander out of Big Bend Community College and from Longview. Sam Sturr out of Portland in Madison High School and on his way to compete collegiately on the bluff next year at the University of Portland. Goes to work in his first pitch to Marcus Titiali'i, a strike, and we're underway in what the Knights do not believe will be their final appearance here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. With a win, they would move on to host the Portland Pickles here on Saturday night. Sturr missing on the strike one delivery to Titiali'i. The count 1-1 to Marcus. Marcus, the hero Tuesday with his walk-off home run, takes a strike in the count 1-2. Chris Castro calling balls and strikes. Nick Freitas, the first base umpire. Tyler Jetting at third. Just getting started with right-hander Sam Sturr working with his battery mate Anson Arrows ahead of the count 1-2. Delivers fastball sprayed foul off the facade of the Omaha room to the right. It remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to Marcus Titiali'i, who helped power Cowlitz down the stretch into the postseason berth. 4 home runs in his 13 games, then hit one in his first playoff game. Sturr, though, has the measure of him this time around, delivers a breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3. And Titiali'i fans to open the game. Sam Sturr gets off to a good start. We'll deal with Kyle Mamarian now in the 2-hole. Mamarian has been a hot hitter. He played in just 6 games down the stretch, but enough to be eligible for the postseason, and went 11 for 21, hitting .524. He takes low and inside from Sam. Ball 1, 1-0. Sam Sturr and Anson Arrows, the Knights battery. Around the infield, Ethan Hedges at first. Thank you, Taylor. Ethan Hedges at first. Tate Shimau at second. Tai Yukamoto at short. Mason Lee at third. Lee has a ground ball hit his way slowly up along third. He digs the grounder and then throws off balance to Ethan Hedges, who digs it out of the field turf for the out. Good play on both ends. 2 down, and Ian Riley, the batter for Cowlitz. In the outfield for the Knights, dealing with the tough Sun field, even on this 10th of August. It's been that way all summer. Ethan Hott in left, Tyler Quinn in center, Sam Stem in right. It doesn't stay as difficult for the left fielders to deal with as long as in those long days in the early part of the season. Riley takes low and inside, the left-handed hitter, with a count of 1-0. 2 down, nobody on. The 1-0 fastball, a strike, and Sam evens the count at 1-1. Kelly Stinnett coaching at third base, the first-year head coach. Shane McCarroll coaching over at first. The 1-1 pitch on the way, down and in, ball 2, 2-1. No score, top of the first inning. This is the final game of the season for one of these clubs. The Knights have definite plans to be here and host Portland for the South Division title in a single game affair Saturday, but they obviously have to win here tonight. Cowlitz would host Portland if the Black Bears prevail. They would host the Pickles come Saturday. The 2-1 pitch missing high and away to Riley. 3-1 the count. Sturr, the Portland pilot to be, comes to the plate. 3-1. A check swing on appeal. No swing, and ball 4, says third base umpire Tyler Jetting. Brooke Knight is astonished. That looked like nearly a full swing on the part of the left-handed hitter, Ian Riley. And that's a break, a huge break for Riley to not be called for a strike on that pitch. I mean, that's a tough call, I understand, but he certainly committed himself. Chris Brown, the batter, a 2-out walk to Riley. Cowlitz has stolen 5 bases in the series, as have the Knights. Brown takes a strike and the count 0-1. Ian Riley has one of those stolen bases in one attempt. A 2-out walk for Ian. He's held on by Ethan Hedges. Sam Sturr set the strike one, breaking ball. Bends in nicely, and he's ahead to Chris Brown, 0-2. Sam, during the summer, as he prepares to become a Portland Pilot, 20 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 6 earned, 14 walks, 25 strikeouts, a record of 3-0, an ERA of 2.61. Riley goes. The strike 2 pitch is to the backstop, and he gets a stolen base for his troubles, does Ian Riley, his second of the series and the 6th of the series for Cowlitz. The Knights also have 5 stolen bases. But Cowlitz now, with a 2-out walk and a stolen base, has an opportunity to get the initial lead. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Chris Brown. Sam Sturr in the bright sunlight. The shadows not quite encroaching the mound yet. The 1-2 pitch to Brown popped up to right field and playable for Sam Stem. Sam is right there to make the catch, and the inning is over. A good start for Sam Sturr and the Corvallis Knights. No runs, no hits, a man left in scoring position. After half an inning in this winner-take-all Game 3, it's Cowlitz nothing. The Knights coming up on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Austin McWilliams, the hometown kid, appeared in 4 games this summer for the Cowlitz Black Bears, and the right-hander, like Sam Sturr, given the honor of pitching in the elimination game. Sturr put up a 0 in the top of the first. Now here in the bottom half, Austin goes to work on Tyler Quinn and starts him with a strike. The 0-1 pitch, a looper back at first. Going back to get it is Ian Riley. 1 away. A nice job by Austin McWilliams to get a tough hitter in Tyler Quinn, who has been doing an excellent job all season, including in the postseason run. Quinn is 4 for 9 now through the first 2 games. J.C. Ing, the batter. J.C. went 1 for 5 and scored a run in the opener on Tuesday. McWilliams, a pretty firm fastball. Ing decides late, doesn't get it, 0-1 the count. In that rather small sample size, McWilliams out of Castle Rock High School and from Longview, Washington, he delivers here, and it's swung on and fouled away. He worked 11 innings, 11 hits, 8 walks, 4 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, a record of 0-1, an ERA of 3.27. 1 out, nobody on, bottom of the first, no score. 0-2 to J.C. Ng with Sam Stem on deck. The young man out of Big Bend Community College delivers. Ng gets a little piece of it, lifts it foul to the left and out of play. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Austin McWilliams and Griffin Sotomayor, the battery for the Cowlitz Black Bears. Ian Riley at first, Julius Hooks at second, Kyle Mamarian at short, Chris Brown at third. The pitch to J.C. Ng is stroked back up the middle through the box into center field. Base hit. Nice job by J.C. Ng, a 1-out single, taking it back up the middle. And that will bring to the plate Sam Stem. Sam, the Knights' RBI leader throughout the regular season, is 1 for 7 with a run batted in the first 2 games. As we come to this decisive game 3, Sam swings and it's one foul to the left. He had a sacrifice fly in last night's ball game. 0-1 the count to Sam, who hit .268 during the regular season, 4 homers, 42 runs batted in. J.C. Ng, 11 for 15 in stolen bases during the regular season. He's held on by Ian Riley. A slide step delivery by the right-hander McWilliams, and Stem fouls another one to the left and out of play. In the outfield for the Black Bears, Marcus Titialii in left, Travis Moore, who's made good catches in each of the first 2 games, in center, and Seth Stroh, who had an outfield assist throwing out Blake Avila, trying to score on a fly ball in last night's game. The strike 2 pitch, fastball swung on and missed. Austin McWilliams battling Sam Stem with a count of no balls and 2 strikes. The count 0-2 to Sam, with Ethan Hedges on deck. Fastball up from Austin, 1-2 the count. No score, bottom of the first inning. Brooke Knight in his usual post at third base, a winner of 9 West Coast League championships as the skipper, and the last 6, a throw to first, and JC back to the bag. And veteran coach Ed Nags, who won 4 titles himself as the skipper at Wenatchee, coaching at first. The 1-2 pitch, Sam checks and takes high, ball 2, 2-2. Brooke Knight going through signs at third. The Knights ever the aggressor on the base paths. Had another remarkable season running, 125 stolen bases during the summer. Sam chases a 2-2 pitch for strike 3, 2 down. The pitch was elevated and out of the zone, and to McWilliams' credit, he induced Sam Stem to go chasing. Ethan Hedges, the batter. We'll see about JC running with 2 down now. The first pitch to Ethan is a fast one high, ball 1, 1-0. 330 down both lines at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. 365 to the power alleys, 400 feet to straightaway center. Left fielder Marcus Titialii shading the sun with his bare hand, his throwing hand. He throws with the left, and he's using that left hand to shield the sun as Austin McWilliams comes plateward and delivers a strike. 1-1 the count to Hedges. No score, bottom of the first. Breaking ball on the turf. Good secondary lead by Ng. He goes to second and gets in. Just ahead of the throw to Kyle Mamarian, who did a good job, the second baseman, actually Julius Hooks, receiving the throw and then trying, while falling back on his haunches, to make a tag attempt on Ng. But JC gets in on the wild pitch, and now he is in scoring position with 2 down. Cowlitz had the same situation. Sam Sturr put up a goose egg. 2-1 to Ethan Hedges. McWilliams delivers high and inside, ball 3. 3-1. Ethan hot on deck. J.C. Ing, a single, advances on the wild one. And now Ethan Hedges with a good hitter's count, trying to find a pitch to drive and give the Knights the initial lead in this elimination game. He swings and drives one to the gap, but it's playable. Travis Moore moves over and back a few steps, makes the catch to retire the side. Good contact, but both teams have a chance with a runner at second and 2 outs, but both pitchers put up zeros, and we are through 1 in this elimination affair. Winner take all game 3. Cowlitz nothing, the Knights nothing. Back in 90 on 1240 Joe Radio. Seth Stroh steps in against Sam Sturr, and Sturr to Stroh is high and away, ball 1. No score, top of the second inning. Sam Sturr out of Madison High School comes back to the plate and misses again, ball 2 to Stroh. 2 balls and no strikes. Stroh, a good hitter, has done a nice job defensively. 1 for 8 in the playoffs, but a big bat throughout the summer for Coach Stinnett. The 2-0 pitch, he swings and fouls it straight back. 2-1 to Stroh. Griffin Sotomayor on deck with Nick Miller to follow. 2 balls and 1 strike. Top of the second inning. Shortstop Tai Yukamoto shifted way over to his left, nearly behind the bag. Going the other way with a foul ball into the warning track area back of third. Stroh and Tyler Quinn able to chase it down in foul grounds for the out. 1 away, or pardon me, Mason Lee making the catch over there. Tyler Quinn back in center field. Did a nice job out there last night. I heard Brooke and the coaches in their office today talking about perhaps some late inning adjustments defensively, which could see Phoenix Call, who does such a great job out in center, if a defensive alignment is deemed necessary. Phoenix could be part of that. Sotomayor swings at the first pitch and doesn't get it. And back comes Sturr, swung on and missed again. The count quickly 0-2 to Griffin. But that's a little bit ahead of the game now. We're only in the second, no score, but it's a tremendous option to have. Tyler might then come in to play third. The strike 2 breaking ball from Sturr, down and away. 1-2 the count to Griffin Sotomayor. He is a brother from Pullman at Washington State. We are all of us together, a family now more than ever, the Cougs and the Beefs. The 1-2 pitch taken, strike 3 called. Running back over the outside edge. And with 2 gone, Nick Miller, the designated hitter, will come to the plate. Good movement on the pitch from Sam Sturr, who records his second strikeout. Nick Miller, very familiar with the home field of the Cowlitz Black Bears in Longview, Story Field, in that he plays for Lower Columbia College. He takes a strike, appeared to be taking all the way. 0-1 the count to Nick, 1 for 3 in the playoffs. Miller hit 167 during the regular season. The strike one fastball up and in from Sam. The count 1 ball and 1 strike. Sam entering the portal after beginning his career at Oregon State, and the opportunity beckons with Connor Lambert in the Portland Pilots program. I think it's going to be a good one for him. He leaves a breaking ball out over the plate, and Nick Miller knew what to do with it. Swings and strokes it into left field, base hit. Bit of a hanger delivered by Sturr, and Miller picks up the base hit, the first of the night for the Cowlitz Black Bears. Last inning with 2 outs, a walk ensued. Ian Riley ended up being stranded at second. Now Travis Moore, the hitter. And we'll see now about Nick Miller and the potential of running. Both coaches, Kelly Stinnett and Brooke Knight, have been very aggressive in this 2-game series on the bags. Sturr delivers, fastball and a good one. Swung on and missed by Travis. And it's quite likely that Sam will have an opportunity in competition next spring to face his former team, the Beavers, in games between the Pilots and Oregon State. Sam's a good kid, and I wish things had worked out a little bit better in Corvallis. Pitches inside, Arrows throws down to first. Nick Miller gets back. 1 ball and 1 strike to Travis Moore. He plays for Coach Stinnett at Park University in Gilbert, Arizona. He's made fine catches in each of the first 2 games. 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 down. Sturr very high again. Ball 2, 2-1. Julius Hooks, the on-deck hitter. No score, top of the second inning. Moore played in just 6 games down the stretch of the summer of 2023 with Cowlitz. The 2-1 pitch on the way to Travis, high. Ball 3, 3-1. 2 quick outs in the inning for Sturr, but then a base hit. Now he's 3-1 on Moore. Nick Miller has been trying to get a measure on Sam here during the sequence of pitches to Moore. We'll see if he's running 3-1. Sam ready, Miller doesn't go. The 3-1 pitch is ball 4. That'll bring to the plate Julius Hooks, and Anson Arrows heads out to the mound for a conversation with Sturr. The second straight inning that Cowlitz has had a runner in scoring position with 2 outs and a chance to get on the board first. Julius Hooks with an opportunity here, 2 on and 2 out, to give Cowlitz the early lead. Sam, after the visit with Anson Arrows, getting ready to face Hooks, pride of Maple Valley, Washington, Tahoma High School. Sam misses with the first pitch to Julius. 1 ball and no strikes. No score, top of the second inning. Knights playoff baseball powered by Pioneer Connect. And the real, the true, the loyal to the core fans are all here, as they were in good numbers last night. The fans that show up for the playoff games don't have the pocket schedule. Breaking ball in there for a strike and the count 1-1, or the refrigerator magnet schedule to remind, the Knights. The people here are the ones who really love this team, pay attention all summer, and are here for postseason baseball on a beautiful night. The 1-1 pitch hit foul towards Urchin Alley, off to the right and out of play, and the count 1-2 to Julius. I was really pleased to see the size and the enthusiasm of the crowd at Story Field on Tuesday. A great crowd, 1,101 in a capacity ballpark of 1,200. The Cowlitz fans turned out for the Black Bears' first playoff appearance since 2012. No score here in the second. The 1-2 pitch, chopped foul at the plate by Hooks. The count remains 1-2 to Julius. Julius Hooks trying to pick up Nick Miller from second base. Travis Moore at first, 2 down, no score. Sam Sturr peering in to Anson Arrows. The right-hander ready, and the pride of Madison High School. Kicks and comes 1-2, way outside, backhanded by Anson Arrows. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 on and 2 out in what is a 3-game series. The last time Cowlitz lost a series was in the regular season to the Knights here 10 series ago. They've been hot. Sturr delivers, got him swinging to retire the side. A hard slider up and in that ties up the right-hand hitting Julius Hooks. And Sturr pitches through a little difficulty and puts up another 0. No runs, a hit, 2 left after 1.5. Cowlitz nothing, the Knights nothing. On the Knights live stream and back in 90 on 1240 Joe Radio. No score to the bottom of the second inning in this decisive Game 3 of the West Coast League South Division playoffs. The first pitch to Ethan Hott misses just outside. The 1-0 pitch, Ethan pops it up on the right side. First baseman Ian Riley in fair territory makes the catch. 1 away, and Anson Arrows the batter. It has been a tremendous summer for Ethan. 281, 29 runs batted in. Anson Arrows ended up playing in 28 games for the Knights this summer. Hit .235, a homer, 17 runs batted in. Switch hitting catcher, giving me a taste of what I may see tomorrow night. Arrows shows bunt and takes a strike. 0-1 the count. Anson Arrows, a dynamic, talented switch hitting catcher for the University of Oregon. And there's a man by the name of Adley Rutschman that will play at T-Mobile Park tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to getting a chance to see the Mariners tomorrow night against Adley and the Orioles, and just seeing a switch hitting catcher kind of whets the appetite. Anson takes a strike, the count 0-2. McWilliams delivers, and the strike 2 pitch is lifted foul down towards the TNT Builders party deck. Not quite that far. There's a few souls taking the ball game in out there. 4, I think, to be exact. A couple of folks down in right field in Casey Corner. No score, bottom of the second. 0-2 to Anson Arrows. Fastball foul back. Anson stays alive. Tate Shamau on deck. 1 out, nobody on in the second. The schedule working out perfectly in terms of a scheduled day off in this postseason format in the West Coast League playoffs with the Orioles and Mariners in Seattle tomorrow night. Hope to be back here calling a game Saturday. The strike 2 fastball swung on and missed, strike 3, and it's clear that Austin McWilliams and Cowlitz say not so fast, my friend. Well, apologies to the great Lee Corso. Now, you know I love Lee Corso and have through the years. Even though I have some misgivings about just sort of how everything's gone down lately here with the network for which he's worked and the other network, kind of calling all the shots in the world we live in. But that doesn't detract at all from the not so fast, my friend, great line from one of the big personalities in the modern era in college football. Oh, goodness. The first pitch to Tate Shamau, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, a check swing, and swing, says Nick Freitas. And he may be right, I don't think so, but the other check swing last inning was that was not called. Again, you compare. Comparisons are odious. That was no more a swing by any means than the one that was said no swing when Chris Brown was up earlier. He does swing and miss here, does Tate. The 1-2 pitch hit sharply to the left of the shortstop, Mamarian. Nice play. Sliding into the ball, throws a one-hopper that the first baseman, Ian Riley's not able to dig out. And Tate Shamau gets an infield single back up the middle. Good play by Mamarian to get to the ball, sliding to his left across the field turf. Popped up quickly, and if he made an accurate throw, he would have had Shamau. But the one-hopper off the turf a little too tough for Riley to handle. Shamau aboard with a 2-out single. Mason Lee, the batter. No score in the bottom of the second. McWilliams to the plate. Fastball high. Austin with an effective, it appears, an effective slide step. The Knights did not try to run on him last inning. The only runner was J.C. Ing. But McWilliams gets to the plate pretty quickly. His 1-0 pitch just outside. Ball 2 to Mason Lee. No score, bottom of the second. 2 balls and no strikes to Mason. Tai Yukamoto on deck. Austin McWilliams charged to try to keep Cowlitz in the fight and keep his team close as the chosen starter in this elimination affair. He delivers high. Ball 3. 3-0. Three balls and no strikes to the Knights' third baseman. Mason takes a strike and the count 3-1. A good count for Shamau to run on. We'll see. He doesn't go. The 3-1 pitch is taken for strike 2. So Austin McWilliams doing a nice job to work his way back. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 down. Shamau will run on the pitch. No score in the bottom of the second. There he goes. The 3-2 pitch is outside for ball 4. The first walk yielded by Austin McWilliams, and that will bring to the plate Tai Yukamoto, the Knights' left-hand hitting shortstop. Yukamoto ended up being the Knights' leading hitter this summer. Tai hit .303, 17 runs batted in, swiped 17 bases. And Tai with a chance to give the Knights the initial lead in this decisive Game 3 playoff affair here in Corvallis. Yukamoto takes a strike, 0-1 the count. Tai looking for his first hit of the playoffs. It would be a good time to get one. The strike 1 pitch is very high. 1 ball and 1 strike to Yukamoto. No score, bottom of the second inning. But Tai Yukamoto with a chance with 2 down, with Tate Shamau at second, Mason Lee at first, Austin McWilliams at the belt. The pitch to Tai, good fastball on the inner half, strike 2. Nice job by McWilliams to spot up the fastball under the hands of Yukamoto. 1-2 the count. Shamau from second, Lee from first, 2 down. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball in the dirt. Turf, ball 2, 2-2. Leadoff hitter Tyler Quinn on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on and 2 out. No score. The Knights trying to change that. The 2-2 pitch to Yukamoto taken, strike 3 called, and the inning is over. Both pitchers are off to good starts in their quest to keep their team seasons alive. No runs, a hit, 2 left at the end of 2. Cowlitz nothing, the Knights nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Marcus Titiali'i to lead things off for Cowlitz in the top of the 3rd inning. No score. Marcus struck out to open the game against Knights right-hander Sam Sturr. Sam to the plate to Marcus. Breaking ball pulled foul past Coach Stinnett, the 14-year major leaguer, doing a tremendous job with the Cowlitz Black Bears. No balls and a strike to Marcus. Kyle Mamarian on deck and Ian Riley to follow. Warm night. The breezes have settled down a little bit. Not stirring the flag much out in left center. Sam Sturr to the plate and misses down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. 81 degrees at game time and probably still holding right in there, 80, 79 perhaps. Beautiful night for baseball under the lights at Goss. Fastball on the corner, strike 2, 1-2 to Marcus Titiali'i. Sturr has struck out 3. The Black Bears have stranded a runner in scoring position in each of the first 2 innings, as have the Knights. The 1-2 pitch in the turf, in the count even to Marcus. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cowlitz, if it wins, hosts Portland Saturday at Story Field. If the Knights prevail, they host the Pickles here Saturday night. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Marcus Titiali'i. Sturr winds, kicks, and misses down and away. Ball 3. This is a big pitch in that in the first 2 innings, Sturr has retired the leadoff man. That makes all the difference in the world, it seems, in terms of what a pitcher's up against. He's trying to make sure he gets Marcus. Comes to the plate, and he gets him. The 3-2 breaking ball swung on and missed. Strike 3, 1 away. Excellent pitch by Sam Sturr, who records his 4th strikeout with Marcus fanning twice. And Kyle Mamarian, the batter. Mamarian hit a slow roller up along third. Mason Lee charged through low. Ethan Hedges dug it out. Mamarian 0 for 1. The right-hander Sturr to the plate. Fastball for a strike. 0-1 the count. First Alternative Co-op is your community-owned grocery store providing fresh, local, and organic groceries since 1970. Sam Sturr back to the plate. The strike 1 fastball. That's in there for strike 2. The Co-op makes it easy for you and your family to buy local and eat healthy. Stop by their deli. Enjoy fresh brewed coffee, house-made pastries, a delicious salad bar, and much more. Everyone is welcome at the First Alternative Co-op, 2 locations in Corvallis. Stir strike 2 fastball high and inside to Mamarian. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Kyle. No score. Top of the 3rd inning. Sam rocks, kicks, and the right-hander to the plate. Chased and missed on the 1-2 pitch. A breaking ball, strike 3, 2 down. And that'll bring to the plate Ian Riley, who drew a walk in the 1st inning. Kyle Mamarian and Sam Sturr will doubtless square off in the West Coast Conference next year. Ground ball back at first, fielded in fair territory by Ethan Hedges. Ethan runs into the bag himself to get Ian Riley. And for the first time tonight, it's a 1-2-3 inning. Sam Sturr gets the job done with 2 strikeouts and a ground ball. And we are through 2.5 in this decisive playoff game, Game 3 here at Goss. Cowlitz nothing, the Knights nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the 3rd inning, no score. Great job performed by Austin McWilliams to set the tone for the Cowlitz Black Bears. As we move to the bottom of the 3rd, big Will Woodward gets the baseball in this elimination game. Will, during the course of the summer, made 12 appearances for Cowlitz, 18 2/3 innings, 15 hits, 8 walks, 9 strikeouts, a record of 2-0. And earned run average of 3.37. So Will Woodward, 6'7", 220, getting the baseball for the Cowlitz Black Bears. And I don't believe that Elise is here tonight. Will's folks, I don't believe that they are here. I think Elise might have come by to say hello. Elise, if you're listening, text perhaps, listening and watching, and let me know. And we need to talk someday, too, about events, developments. The first pitch from Will misses down and away to Tyler Quinn. The 1-0 pitch hit foul over my head into Urchin Alley, just below the entrance to the Dixon Recreation Center. My guess is, as much as both of Will's folks are University of Washington alums, that there has got to be a mixture in terms of the reaction to the news about leaving the Pac-12, right? Elise, I don't want to put any thoughts or words in your mouth, but I can't imagine that that's just something that you, oh, hey, great, we're going to the bank, woo-wee. There have to be, after all these years, as a charter member, Washington, along with the Beavers, and Cal and the University of Oregon charter members of the Great League back in 1915, that there would be some admixture of a sense of dissonance, ambiguity. I mean, my gosh, I understand programs do what they have to do. I get it. But it's just unimaginable for me to think about Will Woodward, the Washington Huskies, and not think about the recent news. Will misses high, ball 2-2 to Tyler Quinn. Will to the plate, a swinging bunt up along first, foul. Sotomayor fields in foul grounds up along the first baseline. The count remains 2-2 to Tyler as the breezes begin to pick up. It has been just a beautiful night for baseball, but those breezes starting now, blowing out towards left center field. It's going to cool off considerably here in the next hour or so. The Knights trying to heat things up. No score, bottom of the third. Big Will Woodward getting the baseball and trying to keep his Cowlitz Black Bears very much in this fight to win and move on to the championship game in the South Saturday night. Good fastball to Quinn, taken. Strike 3 called. Will Woodward strikes out Tyler Quinn to lead matters off in the bottom of the third inning. And J.C. Ng, who singled to center field in the first, will be the hitter. Big Will out of East Lake High School, and both his parents athletes at the University of Washington, so Will has followed in their footsteps. Troy played baseball for the Huskies. Elise, who's been a good friend for many years to all of us in the Pac-12. Elise, a tremendous basketball player at Washington and a broadcaster extraordinaire that's been a pleasure to get to know her and visit with Elise through the years. Will delivers, swung on and missed, and the count 1-1. One out, nobody on, bottom of the third, no score. The 1-1 breaking ball from Will is high and inside, ball 2. 2-1 to J.C. Ng, who singled to center field in the first. The 6'7", 220-pound southpaw. Back to the plate, fastball swung on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Sam Stem on deck. And Will just trying to pick up where McWilliams left off and continues to do so. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. 2 down. Back-to-back punch-outs for Will Woodward. Sam Stem, who struck out against Austin McWilliams in the first inning, comes to the plate. Another left-on-left matchup here. Gonzaga versus Washington. Woodward has struck out the first 2 Knights hitters. And Will ready and comes to the plate. Misses a little bit high and away with a breaking ball. 1-0 the count. No score, bottom of the third, 2 down and nobody on. Will back to the plate. Good breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-1 the count to Sam Stem. It has been a real pleasure to get to know Sam this summer a little bit. Very bright, congenial young man. Hits a ground ball back at first, and a good baseball player for what that's worth. Ian Riley fields and runs it to the bag, but Sam has never failed to greet me all summer when I arrive at the ballpark with, "How are you, Mr. Parker?" Big smile on his face. Seems to just, I saw him on campus today while I was watching Oregon State football practice. He was walking through campus with a big smile on his face and just out. He said, "Just out enjoying the campus and a beautiful day. How are you?" Sam's been a pleasure to be around, as so many of these Knights players have been. And hope this isn't the last. But Will Woodward and Cowlitz pitching, well, they've got plans of their own. Sam Sturr takes the hill as we go to the fourth. After 3 in this decisive game 3, no score on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Through 3 innings in Game 3 at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, Cowlitz no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. The Knights no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. Sam Sturr to the plate to open the 4th, and the first pitch to Chris Brown misses high. Brown flied to right field in the first. 1-0 the count to Chris, who will be followed by Seth Stroh and then Griffin Sotomayor. Sturr's 1-0 pitch misses for ball 2, 2-0. Sam has struck out 5. He's walked 2. He retired the Black Bears in order in the 3rd. He's behind a Brown 2-0. Sam back to the plate, lifted foul towards Dixon Reck. And well out of play. 2-1 the count to Chris Brown. Sturr and Anson Arrows, the Knights' battery. Ethan Hedges at first, Tate Shimao at second, Tai Yukamoto at short, Mason Lee at third. The 2-1 pitch to Brown under the hand, swung on and missed, and the count 2-2. In the outfield for the Knights, Ethan Hott still fighting the sun out in left. Tyler Quinn pretty shallow in straightaway center. Sam Stem straightaway, medium depth in right. Sturr's 2-2 pitch hit foul again towards Dixon Reck. This one will settle in the alley. Very little action in Urchin Alley last night and little so far tonight. We're in the 4th. No score. Sam Sturr has gone all the way. The right-hander back to the plate and hits Chris Brown. An ominous way to begin any inning with a free pass, and we'll see how Cowlitz and their head coach Kelly Stinnett chooses to play it. Seth Stroh is the batter. Stroh is 1 for 9 in the playoff series. He has a run batted in. He's a big left-handed hitter. Doubtful whether the bunt would be on, but Kelly Stinnett is not loath to use it. Big left-handed hitter, though. Stroh, after the hit batter, does not appear bunterish, and he takes high and away. Ball 1, 1-0. The 5-hole hitter fouled out in his first at-bat. Stroh during the summer hit .254. He had 9 runs batted in. Big left-handed hitter awaits the 1-0 pitch, swings and doesn't get it. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Seth, very impressive defensively last night for Cowlitz. Young man out of Wichita State. Has been a 3-year starter for the Shockers. Comes from Kearney, Nebraska. Swings and it's a ground ball foul. Fielded at the bag by first baseman Ethan Hedges. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Seth Stroh. Griffin Sotomayor on deck. A leadoff hit batter to Chris Brown. Scoreless in the 4th. The Knights infield at double play depth with Yukamoto shading the left-handed hitter Seth Stroh back up the middle. Sam Sturr to Seth Stroh. Slide step delivery, a fly ball to center and playable for Tyler Quinn. Quinn moves in to make the catch, 1 away. Griffin Sotomayor will be the hitter. Griffin struck out looking in the 2nd. So a nice job turned in a game that appears as though Coach Parrish, the pitching coach, and the head coach Kelly Stinnett will use a committee kind of approach to getting it done and advancing to Saturday night's South Division title game. First pitch breaking ball from Sam Sturr, who's worked his way into the 4th inning, in there for a strike to Sotomayor. Austin McWilliams going 2 effective innings. Will Woodward striking out 2 and retiring the side in his first inning of work. Some other activity looks as though it's soon going to begin in the Cowlitz pen. Sturr delivers, misses down and away. Arrows throws down to first. Chris Brown gets back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chris Brown 8 for 8 in stolen bases during the summer. Out of the stretch works Sam Sturr. Brown is going. The pitch is a strike, and Arrows not able to get rid of the ball. He wanted to throw without popping up out of the crouch and didn't get a good grip on the pitch, evidently, and not able to release it. So Chris Brown with a stolen base and is in scoring position, picking up his second steal. He had one last night against Miles Gostola. 1-2, meanwhile, to Sotomayor. Stur delivers a chopper foul up along third, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to Griffin. No score in the fourth, but Cowlitz with a bona fide threat again, with a runner at second and 1 out. So a couple of chances to crack this goose egg on the board and take a step towards eliminating the Knights for the first time in the playoffs since 2015. Out of the stretch, works Stur, the 1-2 pitch. Fastball grazed the hitter. And Sam doesn't think so, but that's 2 hit batters in the inning, and that's a tough one. That is a real tough one because Stur had 2 strikes on Sotomayor and lost him. He was 2-2 on Chris Brown and hit him. So he's putting himself in harm's way, even though he disagrees with the call, and I think felt that, if anything, the pitch was either A, a foul ball off the handle of the bat, or B, just a pitch that missed high and inside. Stur did not in any wise believe that that ball hit Griffin Sotomayor. Brooke Knight takes up the argument with the home plate umpire, and in fact, Brooke convinces Chris Castro that there needs to be a conversation about this. Stan and Lisa are here tonight. Stan and Lisa DeBeck. Max may indeed get an opportunity to work here this evening. It's great to see them. Been a pleasure to get to know them this summer. The umpires talking over whether or not there may have been a foul ball, a check swing. The hit batter stays on the record with Sotomayor. The second batter to be hit in the inning, Nick Miller, to the plate along the way this year. A real pleasure to meet Anson Arrows folks, Mason Lee's folks, Twan and Catherine, Amy Clevenger, Pete and Sarah Arrows. I mean, so many others that really appreciate another great summer with the Knights that the Knights don't plan. I'm not trying to, hey, these are final sounding words. There goes Brown to third. The pitch is outside. The throw to third is not in time. Chris Brown steals third on Sam Stur, who just sort of lost his attentiveness to the runner. Brown has 2 stolen bases tonight, 3 in the series. Runners at the corners and 1 out, 0-1 to Nick Miller. The Knights don't want to give Cowlitz too much of a taste of momentum, the lead, etc. in this winner-take-all ball game. It's an elimination affair, and Cowlitz has the first real threat of the night. It's a big one. First and third, 1 out, 0-1 to Nick Miller. Sam Stur from the stretch. Turns and throws to first, and getting back to the bag is Griffin Sotomayor. The Knights infield at double play depth. Ethan Hott shading the sun with his glove out in that tough sun field in left. Cowlitz trying to get the lead here in the fourth. Sam out of the stretch. And the strike one pitch coming to Nick Miller. A check swing, breaking ball on appeal. No swing. That's an unbelievable no swing call, and the count goes to 1-1. First and third, 1 out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stur to the plate, that's a strike. 1-2 the count with 1 out. Runners at first and third in this scoreless affair. Nick Miller fortunate to still be up there. Sam Stur trying to get through a problematic top of the fourth. The right-hander ready. And the 1-2 pitch on the way, fouled into the netting above the Cowlitz dugout. The count remains 1-2 to the designated hitter, Nick Miller, out of Kelso and Lower Columbia College. Chris Brown hit by a pitch is stolen second, stolen third. Griffin Sotomayor hit by a pitch, he's at first. 1-2 the count to Nick Miller. Sam Stur out of the stretch. The 1-2 pitch got him swinging. 2 down. He gets his man anyway. Big strikeout. Travis Moore, the hitter. Moore drew a walk in the second inning. We're in the fourth. No score. The Knights have won every league championship that's been available in the West Coast League since 2015. The Bend Elks won it in 15. The Knights have won every one since. Cowlitz trying to be the one to dethrone the Knights here tonight in Corvallis, looking to get the early lead. The first pitch to Travis Moore is a strike, and the count 0-1. First and third, 2 down. We'll see if Coach Stinnett, depending on the count and the situation, might put a first and third play on, make the Knights make a decision. Sam from the stretch. The right-hander's 0-1 pitch. A wild pitch gets away from Arrows. And Chris Brown down the line to score. Cowlitz leads it 1-0. That's very anticlimactic in the overall scheme of things. Sam had put himself in a position with the strikeout to get out of the inning, but throws a wild pitch, and Chris Brown's legs, a big factor here in the fourth, steals second and third and scores on a wild pitch. Sotomayor into second. Takes a little air out of the ballpark here at Goss, with Cowlitz getting the early lead now at 1-0 here in the fourth. Stir to the plate, and it's whacked into left field for a base hit. Sotomayor will score, and Cowlitz leads it 2-0. Arrows can't get the ball out of his mitt in trying to throw to second, and Travis Moore advances. And it's a 2-run lead for Cowlitz, trying to spoil the party and dethrone the Knights tonight here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Julius Hooks, the batter, 2-0 Cowlitz. Very disappointing turn of events here in the fourth. Just as on Tuesday night, Cowlitz won the ball game essentially due to the Knights' largesse. Too many walks, 4 in fact in the 8th inning, and 4 runs scored for the Black Bears in game 1. 2 hit batters here, and they both have scored. Such is baseball. The first pitch to Julius Hooks, a breaking ball strike, and the count 0-1. So the Knights will have to find the comeback trail to keep their 2023 season alive, and they hope that they're not dealing with more than a 2-run deficit. Sam Stir with a count of 0-1. Travis Moore at second delivers, swung on and missed, and the count 0-2. An RBI single for Travis Moore goes to second on the throw to the plate. No balls and 2 strikes to Julius Hooks. Sam Stir comes to the plate with a strike 2 breaking ball in the turf, and the count 1-2. A hit batter to lead off the inning, setting an ominous tone, as I said, and it has. Another hit batter. They both have scored, and now Stir just trying to minimize damage with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes to Julius Hooks. Marcus Titiali'i on deck. Sam to the plate, misses low, ball 2, 2-2. Sam peering into Anson Arrows. And the University of Portland pilot to be delivers. Breaking ball taken, strike 3 called. Moore was going to third, but Julius Hooks looks at a called third to retire the side. However, 2 hit batters come back to bite Sam Stir. They both score. 2 runs in the inning on a hit, no errors and 1 left. And at the end of 3.5, Cowlitz 2 and the Knights nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the fourth inning. Cowlitz 2, the Knights nothing. So here we go. The Knights, who have won 6 straight championships, certainly being challenged tonight to keep that streak alive. Down 2 runs. The first pitch to Ethan Hedges, ball 1 from Will Woodward. The 1-0 pitch to Ethan just outside, ball 2. Ethan Hedges, Ethan Hott, Anson Arrows against Will Woodward in the fourth. 2-0 Black Bears. Will to the plate, the 2-0 pitch, a strike, and the count 2-1. Ethan hit the ball hard, but was an out, flying to deep left center in the first inning. 2-0 Black Bears, bottom of the fourth. Woodward on for his second inning of work, bounces his 2-1 pitch. 3-1 to Hedges, with Ethan Hott next. Woodward and Griffin Sotomayor, the battery for Cowlitz. Ian Riley at first, Julius Hooks at second, Kyle Mamarian at short, Chris Brown at third. Will's 3-1 pitch taken a little bit high, ball 4. The second walk yielded by Cowlitz pitching, 1 on the slate for starter Austin McWilliams. It's a leadoff walk to Ethan, and that hit batter was certainly problematic to lead things off in the top of this inning for Sam Sturr to deal with. And we'll see if the Knights can take advantage of a free pass to open their half of the fourth. Ethan Hott at the plate, 2-0 Black Bears. The pitch to Ethan popped up into shallow right field, so no momentum built. Seth Stroh moves in and makes the catch, 1 away. Ethan Hott is 0 for 2, and Anson Arrows to the plate. Anson, the switch hitter, turning around to bat from the right side. Anson struck out in the second. The 6'7" southpaw, Will Woodward, peering into his battery mate, Griffin Sotomayor. Now straightens up, looks over at Ethan Hedges, comes to the plate. Arrows pops one foul into the entry area of Goss Stadium at Coleman Field to my left, behind the McGrath family press box. No balls and 1 strike to Anson. Tate Shamau, the on-deck hitter. 2-0 Cowlitz in the fourth. The outfield conditions becoming much more benign for all of the guys patrolling the artificial turf out there. Arrows swings and misses in the count, 0-2. Just a little sliver of sunshine in the alley in left center field. Everything else is pretty much engulfed in shadow here now. Hedges goes. The pitch is a strike. The throw is not in time. Arrows is called out on strikes. Ethan Hedges gets the stolen base. Arrows strikes out for the second out in a pitch that appeared to be a little up and in. However, Arrows exit stage left quietly, and now Tate Shamau, the batter, trying to get the Knights on the board. Ethan Hedges putting himself into scoring position. He stole 14 bases during the regular season. Tate Shamau takes low, ball 1. Tate an infield single in the second. We're in the fourth, 2-0 Black Bears in this decisive game 3 of the South Divisional Series. If the Knights lose, their reign ends after 6 consecutive years. Shamau, a fly ball to center and playable. Travis Moore in his tracks makes the catch. So a great job by Will Woodward. His team scores 2 and he keeps the momentum rolling. Survives the leadoff walk. No runs, no hits, a man left. Through 4, Cowlitz 2, the Knights nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Pape Material Handling keeps you moving one step closer to home. Pape Material Handling and the Knights have teamed up again this summer in support of Community Outreach, Inc. Every stolen base the Knights have achieved, thanks to the generosity of Pape Material Handling, has led to contributions to Community Outreach, Inc., a local nonprofit which helps people get on their feet and lead healthy and productive lives. To learn more about the team's One Step Closer to Home initiative, please visit corvallisnights.com/COI. And our thanks to Pape Material Handling. Again, Ethan Hedges picked up a stolen base, was left stranded at second. The Knights have had 3 different runners in scoring position that they have stranded. And Cowlitz broke through with 2 runs last inning. Now Frank Camarillo takes over pitching chores for the Knights in the top of the 5th. The right-hander's first pitch to Marcus Titialii misses outside, ball 1. Marcus against Stir struck out twice. Sam was not able to survive the 2 batters that he hit last inning. The 1-0 pitch to Marcus outside for ball 2, 2-0. Camarillo making his first playoff appearance, comes to the plate. Fastball just outside, ball 3. He worked in 10 ball games this summer for the Knights, 19 innings, 11 hits, 3 earned, 11 walks, 17 strikeouts, an ERA of 2.42. His 3-0 pitch, a strike, a 1.42, pardon me. His 3-0 pitch in there, and the count 3-1. Kyle Mamarian on deck, Ian Riley to follow. Camarillo's 3-1 pitch is ball 4. So an inauspicious beginning for Frank Camarillo. A leadoff walk. Last inning began with a leadoff hit batter, and Cowlitz simply too good of a club. Red hot down the stretch, playing with so much confidence. Last inning, when they got their leadoff man aboard, you could just kind of had that sinking feeling of uh-oh. And now, here in the 5th, that same type of feeling pervades. It'll be important now for Camarillo to find the strike zone and also to keep an eye on the outstanding runner, Marcus Titialii. Mamarian takes a breaking ball strike. He was not showing bunt. 0-1 the count to the shortstop. Gonzaga bound. He's grounded to third and struck out. Frank Camarillo turns and throws, and they got him picked off at first. Marcus Titialili was going the other way, and Camarillo turned and picked him. Big time play. And that could be a bit of a spark for the Corvallis Knights, because Titialii was, believe me, getting ready to run. Cowlitz has been running impressively in this series, and Titialii tipping his hand. The on-deck hitter right now, Ian Riley, might as well get in the box. The pitch on the way to Mamarian, a fly ball to right. Sam Stem comes in to make the catch. 2 down. Ian Riley had set himself up just a few feet outside the batter's box, trying to get a measure of Frank Camarillo, and now he will step in with 2 down. Ian Riley has walked and grounded to first. So after a bit of a troubling beginning to the 5th, an excellent move by Camarillo. The right-hander picking off Titialii, gets a quick out on Mamarian and now throws a strike to Ian Riley. 0-1 the count, 2-0 Cowlitz. Top of the 4th, the 6'4", 198-pounder out of UC Santa Barbara delivers, and the strike 1 pitch is fouled away. And the count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. A good catch made by a Knights fan just below the McGrath family press box to our left. Camarillo, with the pickoff play, seemed to energize everybody. Now comes to the plate, 0-2. The breaking ball just missed. 1-2 the count to Riley. Chris Brown on deck. 2-0 Black Bears. Top of the 5th inning. Camarillo drops the arms, hesitates, kicks and comes 1-2. Fastball swung out and missed. The bat goes flying. Everybody's okay. The inning is over. Camarillo with a pickoff move changes the mood, no question. We'll see if the Knights can take a cue and a spark from that coming to the plate in the bottom of the 5th. After 4.5, it remains Cowlitz 2 and the Knights nothing. On the Knights live stream, a new pitcher coming in for Cowlitz, so we'll take a 2-minute pitching change break. 2-0 Cowlitz, back in 2 at Goss. on the night's live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Lyndon Glidewell, right-hander, the new pitcher for Cowlitz. His first pitch to Mason Lee misses for ball one. Glidewell comes back and throws a strike, his 9th appearance. He worked 9 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned. 6 walks, 8 strikeouts. The 1-1 pitch to Mason Lee fouled back. 1-2 to Mason, 2-0 Cowlitz. Bottom of the 5th inning in this elimination game. The winner moves on to the South Division Championship game Saturday night. The 1-2 pitch a little low from Glidewell. Ball 2, 2-2. Glidewell out of Temecula, California, and from Orange Coast College. 2-0 Black Bears, bottom of the 5th. Breaking ball outside, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mason Lee. Tai Yukamoto to follow. Tyler Quinn, the top of the order after that. The Black Bears have used Austin McWilliams and Will Woodward, 5 scoreless combined. The 3-2 pitch from Glidewell misses to Mason Lee, ball 4. Lyndon Glidewell loses Lee. He had him down in the count 1-2 and issues the walk. Now Tai Yukamoto, the batter. 2-0 Black Bears, taking advantage of 2 hit batsmen in the 4th. Both of them scored, the only runs of the ball game. Yukamoto struck out on his only at-bat. He pops one up to right field. So for the 2nd straight inning, a leadoff walk, and after the walk, the very next pitch is an out. That's the Knights not finding any way to put pressure on Will Woodward last inning or Glidewell here. A walk, and out. And so that's a little interesting to me in that respect. 1 away. Ethan Hott flied out in the first pitch in the 4th after ball 4. Yukamoto does the same here in the 5th, so that takes a little bit of the pressure off of the right-hander Glidewell to fill up the zone. Now a ground ball wide of third, fielded by Brown, goes to second for 1, on to first, not in time. The throw pulling Ian Riley just a little bit off the bag, so it may have been in time, but the throw on the stretch by Riley, Ian not able to maintain contact. Tyler Quinn, first ball swinging as well. Yeah, I'm not sure what Coach Stinnett is going to ask. He's going to ask the home plate umpire, did you see the foot come off the bag from your angle? Because the base umpire did not have the best angle at seeing whether the foot maintained contact. So Coach Stinnett does convince the umpires to have a very quick conference, but palms down, safe. Tyler Quinn on the fielder's choice, 5-4. Good effort by the Black Bears. Brown to Hooks. Hooks with a quick turn nearly got the inning-ending double play. J.C. Ing, the batter. J.C. takes outside, ball 1. I just find it interesting that a new pitcher into the game issues a leadoff walk and then has 2 outs 2 pitches later. You got to kind of feel if Glidewell, might have, after that initial walk, put a little more pressure on himself. And now here, the 1-0 pitch is low and inside to J.C. for ball 2. Just a thought. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 Cowlitz, bottom of the 5th. Sam Stem on deck. Glidewell with 2 down comes to the plate with a 2-0 pitch. Big rip by J.C. He fouls it back. 2-1 the count. J.C. singled to center in the first, struck out in the third. A leadoff walk to Mason Lee, but 2 pitches later, 2 outs. Tyler Quinn aboard on the fielder's choice. 2-1 to J.C. Ing. Glidewell to the plate. A little bit high, ball 3, 3-1. Sam Stem, the on-deck hitter. Glidewell ready, and the 3-1 pitch taken high and away, ball 4. The second walk of the inning delivered by Lyndon Glidewell. Sam Stem, the batter. Sam has struck out and grounded to first. And pitching coach Justin Parrish on his way out to the mound for a conversation with Glidewell. Cowlitz leading 2-0. There is no one throwing yet in the Black Bears bullpen. If there may be somebody, I'm trying to see now. Yes, there is a left-hander actually. Jack Meek, a lefty, is loosening beyond the Peoria Road Farm Market sign out in left field. So a left-hander is throwing. Coach Parrish out for a lengthy conversation with his pitcher, Lyndon Glidewell. Tremendous clutch pitching tonight by the Cowlitz Black Bears in this elimination ball game. The winner moves on to a playoff game Saturday. The loser's season is over. Austin McWilliams went 2 solid. Will Woodward 2 scoreless. And now here in the bottom of the 5th, the Knights, for the 4th time, have a man on in scoring position. They have their leading RBI man, Sam Stem, at the plate. The first pitch to Sam is a breaking ball just inside, ball 1, 1-0. Sam has struck out and grounded to first. Sam tied for the team lead in homers with 4, leads in RBIs with 42. The 1-0 pitch, Sam swings and doesn't get it. Swung at what would have been ball 2. 1-1 the count. Ethan Hedges on deck. Tyler Quinn at second, J.C. Ing at first, 2 down. Glidewell comes back to the plate. Breaking ball just missed, and the count 2-1. Glidewell, the third pitcher of the evening for Cowlitz, looks back at Tyler Quinn, works Sam 2-1, high and away, ball 3, 3-1. Sam in an ideal count here in terms of shrinking the zone and looking for a pitch in a certain spot. Ethan Hedges on deck. Quinn at second, Ing at first. The 3-1 pitch from Glidewell sails high and away to load him up. Three walks in the inning, and the outs, interestingly enough, on 2 pitches. So it's been a mixed bag for Lyndon Glidewell. The bases loaded and 2 down for Ethan Hedges. The left-hander Jack Meek continues to throw in the Cowlitz bullpen. Hedges has flied to center and walked. 2-0 Cowlitz, bottom of the 5th. The Knights were their biggest threat of the night. And now Glidewell steps off the rubber. Ethan Hedges with a base hit could pull the Knights even. Bases loaded, 2 down, 2-0 Cowlitz. Glide well to the plate, fastball down and away. Ball 1, 1-0. Three walks in the inning. 1-0 to Hedges. The base is full and 2 down. Ethan looking for a pitch he can drive. Glidewell delivers. He thought he had it. Ethan swings and misses in the count, 1-1. Tyler Quinn at third. J.C. Ing at second. Sam Stem at first. The 1-1 pitch down the middle. Strike 2. 1-2 the count to Ethan Hedges. Big moment in the ballgame, particularly just from the psyche of it all. If Cowlitz gets out of this, they're going to feel like, hey, they're destined. They're on their way. Hedges trying to battle. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Knights down 2-0 with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 5th. Glidewell's 1-2 pitch whacked into center field. Base hit. Tyler Quinn scores. J.C. Ing right behind him. He scores. A 2-run single for Ethan Hedges. The ball game is tied at 2. A 2-2 tie. Oh, those bases on balls. Oh, those hit by pitches. The Knights getting 3 walks in the inning, and Lyndon Glidewell pays a severe price. The batter is Ethan Hott. He hits one wide of first, played on a hop by Ian Riley, who runs into the bag to retire the side. But the Knights take advantage of 3 walks and get the clutch 2-out hit from Ethan Hedges to pull even. So on this baseball playoff game presented by Pioneer Connect, we start over as we go to the 6th. The Black Bears 2, the Knights 2 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. A 2-2 tie as we go to the top of the 6th inning in this decisive Game 3, the rubber game between Cowlitz and the Knights. Ethan Hedges, a clutch 2-out, 2-run single to pull the Knights even. Now Frank Camarillo to Chris Brown. Fastball under the hands, fouled straight back. 0-1 the count. Camarillo kicks and comes 0-1, and the breaking ball misses. When you're visiting Corvallis to catch Knights baseball or whatever brings you to town, we encourage you to stay at your locally owned Best Western Corvallis, the official hotel partner of your Corvallis Knights. Camarillo misses outside, ball 2, 2-1 to Brown. Best Western is close to Goss with the largest hotel rooms in the city and an outdoor heated pool. Wherever life takes you, Best Western is there. Camarillo's 2-1 pitch. Chris fouls it straight back. 2-2 to Chris Brown, who has flied to right and was hit by a pitch to open the 4th and ended up scoring one of the 2 runs. The Knights drawing 3 walks in the bottom of the 5th, and all 2 of them scored. Camarillo delivers to Brown, a high pop foul off first. Ethan Hedges backs up in foul grounds and makes the catch. One away. Camarillo issued a leadoff walk to Marcus Titialii last inning. But the mood in this ballpark and the energy, all of that seemed to change when Camarillo made a strong move over to first and picked off Titialii. That energized the Knights players, the crowd, and the Knights came back and responded with 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th to tie. Seth Stroh swings at a breaking ball from Camarillo and doesn't get it. 0-1 the count. Frank back to the plate. Another breaking ball swung on and missed. 0-2 to Stroh, who's fouled out and flied to center. A 2-2 tie, top of the 6th inning. Camarillo peering into Anson. Comes 0-2, breaking ball away. 1-2 the count. Griffin Sotomayor on deck. Good ball game, befitting the 2 hottest teams down the stretch in the league. Fastball lifted to left center and playable. Tyler Quinn moving over and is there to two-hand it. 2 down. Griffin Sotomayor to the plate. The first game, of course, was a thriller, a walk-off for Cowlitz in the bottom of the 10th, a home run by Marcus Titialii to win it. The Knights held on to win last night, and the 2 teams locked in a fierce fight tonight. A 2-2 tie in the 6th. Griffin Sotomayor swings, and it's a ground ball right at Tate Shamau. Good hop for Tate. Picks it up and throws to first. 4-3 the putout, and down go the Cowlitz Black Bears in order. Frank Camarillo's faced the minimum in his 2 innings of work. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Cowlitz 2, the Knights 2 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the 6th inning, a 2-2 tie. Jack Meek, a left-hander, 5'10", 190 out of Cal State Fullerton from Knott's Berry Farm country, Buena Park, California, takes over pitching chores for Cowlitz and will face switch hitting catcher Anson Arrows, who was struck out from each side of the plate. Swings at the first pitch, a ground ball to third, bobbled by Chris Brown. Brown stays with it and throws Arrows out. Nice, good job by Brown. Didn't panic, stayed with it and throws out Arrows on the first pitch of the bottom of the 6th inning of this 2-2 tie. Tate Shamau, the hitter. Tate has an infield single and is flied to center. If you live or work in one of 24 Western or Central Oregon counties, you're entitled to the membership privileges and full financial services at Oregon State Credit Union. You can join online at OregonStateCU.com or at one of their 15 branches. Oregon State Credit Union, investing in all of our communities and dedicated to creating financial solutions toward making local lives better. Tate Shamau takes Meek's first pitch outside. The 1-0 pitch is grounded back up the middle into center field. Base hit. Shamau's second hit of the ball game. He represents the go-ahead run as he stands at first. Tate has stolen 5 bases. He's been caught 4 times. Brooke Knight goes through the signs at third with Mason Lee stepping in. Mason's been up twice and walked twice. Jack Meek, the 4th pitcher of the evening for Cowlitz in this elimination affair, delivers a first pitch strike. 0-1 to Mason Lee. Meek appeared in 13 games over the summer, 17 and 2/3 innings, 17 hits, only 5 earned, 9 walks, 15 strikeouts, a record of 1-2, an ERA of 2.88. The strike one pitch missing to Mason. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to the Knights' third baseman in this 2-2 tie, bottom of the 6th inning. The Knights have not led. They scrapped for 2 last inning to pull even. The 1-1 pitch outside from Jack, ball 2, 2-1. The winner plays at home Saturday night. If Cowlitz prevails, they host the Portland Pickles at Story Field. If the Knights prevail, they host the Pickles right here. 2 balls and a strike. There goes a runner. The 2-1 pitch pulled foul down the left field line. Mason Lee on a hit and run play called by Brooke Knight, missed by about a yard of giving the Knights the lead. Just foul down the left field line. And the count even now to Mason, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tate Shamau would have scored on a walk, but he has to go all the way back to first, and Mason Lee back to the plate as the temperatures drop considerably here. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. The left-hander Jack Meek to the plate, a chopper towards third and under the glove of Chris Brown and into left field. Brown was thinking about trying to start a double play, and the ball goes under his glove. Marcus Titialii gets the ball back in. Stopping at second base on the play is Tate Shamau. An error will be charged to Chris Brown. The Knights with runners at first and second, and 1 out for Tai Yukamoto. The first error of the ball game for either team, and the Knights hope to take advantage. Ty has struck out looking and flied to right field. A 2-2 tie in the bottom of the 6th. Shamau at second, Mason Lee at first. Jack Meek to the plate. Yukamoto takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Temperatures have dropped down into the mid-70s. We began at 81. The breezes have picked up a bit, blowing out towards left center field. A 2-2 tie, bottom of the 6th inning. 0-1 the count to Yukamoto. Ty takes a breaking ball that sweeps outside from Jack Meek to even the count at 1-1. Fans getting into it. The high drama picking up here in this decisive game 3. Meek back to the plate. The 1-1 pitch pulled to right field, right at Seth Stroh. The ball carried on him a little bit. Stroh has to back up and make the catch. Tagging up and going from second to third is Shamau. Yukamoto drilled that, and Stroh nearly misjudged it. The ball almost carried over his head. He thought he had it in his tracks, and the ball took off on him a little bit, but he does pull it in. 2 down. Good hard contact by Yukamoto. Shamau to third. Mason Lee holds at first. Tyler Quinn, the batter. Runners at first and third, 2 down. Cowlitz has scored a run tonight on a wild pitch. The Knights would like a little part of that action on their own. Jack Meek from the stretch delivers in the turf. Good block by Griffin Sotomayor. 1 ball and no strikes. Tyler has popped out, struck out, and bounced into a fielder's choice. A 2-2 tie, bottom of the 6th inning. Wouldn't put it past Brooke Knight to put on a play of some sort with runners at first and third. The 1-0 pitch is a strike to Tyler Quinn. 1-1 the count. Tate Shamau at third, Mason Lee at first, and a 2-2 tie in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jack Meek comes set. The left-hander back to the plate. Good fastball on the outside corner to Tyler, and the count 1-2. Ethan Hedges last inning delivered a 2-out, 2-strike hit. Count was 1-2, and he stroked a 2-run single to center to pull the Knights even. Now Tyler Quinn looking for a 2-out, 2-strike hit. Jack Meek delivers the breaking ball down and in. That evens the count at 2-2. So indeed, deuces are as wild as ever here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out, a 2-2 tie. Tyler Quinn trying to untie it. Meek to the plate. Quinn pulls one foul. Back of third and down the line. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes in a great battle between Cowlitz and the Knights to settle the South Divisional playoff series. Tate Shamau from third, Mason Lee from first, 2-2 to Quinn. Fastball got him swinging, and the inning is over. Good job by Jack Meek. The Knights leave 2, and we go to the 7th. It remains Cowlitz 2 and the Knights 2 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Through 6 innings at Goss Stadium of Coleman Field in this decisive playoff game, Game 3. Cowlitz 2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. The Knights 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. Frank Camarillo goes to work in the 7th with a fastball to Nick Miller. Swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Nick Miller, Travis Moore, and Julius Hooks. Camarillo in his 3rd inning of work delivers a ground ball slowly to second. Tate Shamau up with it and throws to first to retire Miller. 6 straight retired by Frank Camarillo. And with 1 out here in the top of the 7th, Travis Moore, the batter. Moore has walked and singled home the 2nd run in Cowlitz's 2-run 4th. The Knights pulled even with 2 of their own in the bottom of the 5th. We're in the 7th, a 2-2 tie, the winner-take-all Game 3. Camarillo's breaking ball misses to Travis Moore, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Frank Camarillo, following Sam Sturr, delivers a slider for a strike, and the count 1-1. Camarillo and Ansonero's the battery. Ethan Hedges at first, Tate Shamau at second, Ty Yukamoto at short, Mason Lee at third, Ethan Hott in left, Tyler Quinn in center, Sam Stam in right. Fastball hit high in the air to left field and playable. Left fielder Ethan Hott is right there to make the catch. 2 down. Julius Hooks will come to the plate. When the Knights bat in the bottom of the 7th inning, J.C. Ing, Sam Stem, and Ethan Hedges, the scheduled hitters. Hedges, a 2-out, 2-run single to pull the Knights into a tie in the 5th. Camarillo, big leg kick, works Hooks. And Ansoneros drops the pitch, didn't frame it up and give Castro a chance to look at it. The pitch inside, ball 1. Hooks has been up twice and struck out twice. Camarillo's 1-0 fastball sails to the backstop. Ball 2, 2-0. Camarillo has faced the minimum thus far. He's behind the count to Hooks, 2 balls and no strikes with 2 down. The dangerous Marcus Titiali'i on deck. The 2-0 pitch to Hooks is ball 3. 3-0. Frank issued a leadoff walk in the 5th inning, then picked off Titiali'i. He delivers a 3-0 pitch here for a strike, and the count 3-1. Charlie Grimm, the great baseball manager, was known as Jolly Charlie, but he wasn't too jolly on ball 4s. The 3-1 pitch swung on and fouled back. Charlie Grimm, noted for, those bases on balls. I think it was his epitaph. The 3-1 pitch to Hooks, fouled back. 3-2 the count. 2 down, nobody on. A 2-2 tie in the top of the 7th. Frank Camarillo back to the plate. Fastball lifted foul off to the right, above the Jack Riley concourse and into the Omaha Room grandstand. It remains 3-2. Frank Camarillo trying to set the side, down in order again, delivers high and away, ball 4. A 2-out walk to Julius Hooks, and it brings the dangerous Marcus Titiali'i to the plate. And we say that because his numbers certainly underscore that fact. Red hot down the stretch, and we saw him pummel the ball into the night Tuesday in the bottom of the 10th inning to give Cowlitz the walk-off win, 5-4. Camarillo faces Marcus and starts him with a breaking ball strike. 0-1 the count. Titiali'i has struck out twice tonight and walked, and after getting walked by Camarillo in the 5th, Frank picked him off. The strike 1 pitch, fastball swung on and missed, and the count 0-2. Tyler Howard heading down to the Knights bullpen along with Ethan Collins. A 2-2 tie in the top of the 7th inning. A 2-out walk to Hooks. He's held on by Ethan Hedges. 0-2 to Titiali'i, breaking ball in the turf. Nicely blocked by Ansoneros. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. The Knights sending a couple of more bodies down to the bullpen. The Siegel brothers, in fact, have headed down along with Ethan Collins. 1-2 to Marcus Titiali'i. Swings and hits 1 foul. Again towards the right and near the Omaha Room. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Knights CEO Dan Siegel is watching the game kind of by himself on a perch near the Omaha Room. I don't know where Courtney is. I imagine the Mama Siegel's in here somewhere. The 1-2 fastball to Titiali'i is high. And the count even now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kyle Mamarian on deck. The go-ahead run at first, represented by Julius Hooks with 2 down. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball got him swinging, and the inning is over. Frank Camarillo with another magnificent inning, the 2-out walk notwithstanding. And so the Corvallis Knights will have J.C. Ing, Sam Stem, and Ethan Hedges coming up in the bottom of the 7th against Cowlitz left-hander Jack Meek, with the Knights trying to break through and forge their first lead of the evening. With the fans on their feet for the 7th inning stretch, we take the mid-inning break. It's Cowlitz 2 and the Knights 2 back in 90 on 1240 Joe Radio. A 2-2 tie, bottom of the 7th inning. J.C. Ing swings and misses Jack Meek's first pitch. Jack misses. And the 1-1 pitch, a fly ball to center. Travis Moore is there to make the catch. So no pressure on Meek again, with the Knights not getting their leadoff man on. But they ended up, of course, applying great pressure last inning with 1 out and nobody on. The Knights ended up with runners at the corners. The Knights have left 5 men on in scoring position. A 2-2 tie in the bottom of the 7th. Sam Stem, the batter. Meek delivers. Stem, a line drive, base hit to left field. Marcus Titiali plays it on a couple of hops. Sam goes the other way with a single to left. He's the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 7th. And here comes Ethan Hedges to the plate. Ethan has the biggest swing of the ball game for the Corvallis Knights. A 2-out, 2-strike, 2-run single to pull the Knights even in the bottom of the 5th. Meek to the plate. Hedges takes a strike. 0-1 the count. Ethan has flied to center, walked, and had that big two-run knock to tie. Sam Stem, the go-ahead run at first, held on by Ian Riley. Jack Meek sets a pretty good tempo, delivers a strike 1 pitch, called strike 2. 0-2 to Ethan Hedges. Ethan hot on deck, a 2-2 tie, bottom of the 7th inning. Meek working quickly, the left-hander, the 4th pitcher of the night for the Cowlitz Black Bears set. And the strike 2 pitch to Hedges, a 2-hopper slowly to Julius Hooks. His only play is to first. He underhands to Ian Riley for the out. On the play, Stem into second. And Ethan Hott at the plate looking for the clutch 2-out hit on his part. After Hedges delivered the 2-run single to tie in the 5th, Hott came to the plate and hit a ball wide of first. When it first left his bat, it appeared as though it might too sneak through for a hit. Ian Riley made the play. Now Hott with a chance to drive in Stem and give the Knights the lead. He takes a first pitch strike. 0-1 the count. Ethan has popped out, flied to right, and the aforementioned grounder to Ian Riley at first. 2-2 tie, bottom of the 7th inning. The go-ahead run, Sam Stem at second. The strike 1 pitch to Hott. Swung on and fouled off his front foot, and he goes hobbling around in front of the dish. No balls and 2 strikes the count in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 runs and 2 hits for Cowlitz, 2 runs, 5 hits for the Knights. Jack Meek and Griffin Sotomayor, the battery for the Black Bears. Ian Riley at first, Julius Hooks at second, Kyle Mamarian at short, Chris Brown at third, Marcus Titiali in left, Travis Moore in center, Seth Stroh in right. The outfield fanned out straight away. Ethan Hott down in the count, 0-2, looking for a pitch he can handle with 2 strikes to try to give the Knights the lead. Sam Stem from second. Jack Meek, strike 2 pitch, pop foul off to the right and out of play. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Jack Meek again ready. Glances back at Sam. The strike 2 pitch swung on and fouled at the plate. Good job by Ethan to get a piece of it. Hanging in there, no balls and 2 strikes. 2 great baseball communities, Longview, Washington, Corvallis, squaring off in the West Coast League South Division Series Game 3 to decide it. It's been a good one. No balls and 2 strikes to Hott. Sam at second, the strike 2 pitch rolled slowly to the left of the mound. Meek comes off, throws to first in time, and the inning is over. Nice job by Jack Meek. And the Knights are gone in the 7th inning. We go to the 8th in this decisive Game 3. Frank Camarillo back out to the hill for the Knights. 671, one of the smallest crowds that we've seen through the years. Last night, 1,136. 671, the attendance tonight. But, again, it's the 671 core that knows what's at stake here tonight for the Knights, who are trying to advance to Saturday night's South Division title game. But they're in a fight. We go to the 8th. Cowlitz 2, the Knights 2, and the Knights live stream in 1240 Show Radio. Top of the 8th inning, a 2-2 tie. Frank Camarillo ready to go to Kyle Mamarian. The first pitch to Kyle. Fastball swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Mamarian is grounded to third, struck out, and flied to right. Camarillo back to the plate. Strike one pitch. A looper to shallow right. Racing out is Shamau. He dives and makes the catch. One away. Tate Shamau, a tremendous catch to open the top of the 8th inning. One away, and the batter is Ian Riley, who has walked, grounded to first, and struck out. The Knights have a shift on for the left-hand hitting Riley. Tai Yukamoto on the right side of the diamond. Tate Shamau stationed out in shallow right. Mason Lee by his lonesome on the left side, wide of third. Riley takes outside, ball one. The 1-0 pitch is inside from Frank. 2 balls and no strikes. Top of the 8th inning, a 2-2 tie. Chris Brown on deck. Frank Camarillo back to the plate. Fastball low. Ball 3. 3-0. Ian drew a walk in the first inning. 3 balls and no strikes. Knights pitchers have combined to walk 4. The 3-0 pitch, a full swing with a green light given to Riley, and he fouls it back. 3-1 the count. A 2-2 tie, top of the 8th inning. Frank Camarillo picking up for Sam Sturr. Has pitched very well. The right-hander trying to keep it going. Delivers, hit sharply into shallow right field. Shamau slides, not able to pick the ball up cleanly, and so Riley beats the shift. He hit the ball even with 3 defenders on the right side in a spot while Shamau got a little leather on it. No chance to make a play. And Riley, a 1-out single, bringing Chris Brown to the plate. And the Knights with the right-hander Camarillo on the mound, and a very dangerous runner in Riley. 11 for 12 in stolen bases during the regular season. Chris Brown takes a fastball strike. The count 0-1. Riley has a stolen base tonight and one other. So 2 stolen bases for Ian Riley in this series, and 13 on the year, and only caught once. The pitch missing outside to Chris Brown. 1-1 the count. A 2-2 tie. The 1-1 pitch hit foul off to the right and well out of play. 1-2 to Chris Brown. Ian Riley held on by Ethan Hedges. A ball and 2 strikes to Chris Brown. The left-hand hitting Seth Stroh on deck. The righty Frankie Camarillo comes set, slide steps, delivers. Breaking ball got him swinging. 2 down. Seth Stroh, the batter. Seth has fouled out and twice flied to center. My sense is Ian Riley, who has stolen 2 in this series and has been very successful in the run game, with 2 outs, is going to try to get himself in position to score. Frank Camarillo comes set. Riley goes. The pitch is swung on and missed. The throw to second is perfect and in time for the out to Yukamoto, and the inning is over. Anson Arrows with a strike to Yukamoto. Camarillo faces the minimum. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Can the Knights get a run and take it with them to the 9th? We'll see. Anson Arrows, who just threw out Ian Riley, will lead things off. He'll be followed by Tate Shamau and then Mason Lee. We go to the bottom of the 8th in this decisive Game 3. The Knights 2 and Cowlitz 2 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the 8th inning, a 2-2 tie. Anson Arrows, who just threw out Ian Riley to end the top of the 8th inning, is being lifted for a pinch hitter. Blake Avila will hit for Anson Arrows, and it's a little surprising in that Arrows, a switch hitter, would be batting from the right side against the left-hander Jack Meek, but Coach Knight goes with the left-hand hitting Avila against Meek. And the first pitch to Blake misses low. Ball 1-0 from Meek. Jack came on in the 6th inning. He has been very good. The left-hander's 1-0 pitch on the way to Avila. Fastball for a strike. 1-1 the count. Avila pinch hitting in the series is 1 for 3. Trying to get on base and set the tone for the Knights in the bottom of the 8th of this 2-2 tie. A drive to right. Stroh goes back, still going back, and drops the ball at the base of the fence. Avila gets into second base safely. Seth Stroh had the ball go in and out of his glove. He's trying to argue that it was on the transfer, but the Cowlitz Black Bears won't get that call. They better not. Stroh going back on the ball to right, had the ball in his glove, and the base umpire saying absolutely not, that was not a transfer play, and Kelly Stinnett does not argue too fiercely. Phoenix Call will pinch run for Blake Avila, who gets a pinch hit double to open the bottom of the 8th inning. Stroh was a little bit bothered on that ball that he caught in the 6th inning, nearly misjudging it, I thought. And here he had the ball in his glove for a precious millisecond. The ball popped out. It's a double for Blake Avila. Tate Shamau, the batter. Phoenix Call running for Avila. And Coach Stinnett is on his way out to the mound for a conversation with Jack Meek and his team. The 14-year major leaguer who's seen a little bit of everything in his time, obviously. Nothing he hasn't seen in the game. I think out to try to speak a bit of a calming word to his group, which has played such clutch, exciting, resilient baseball to put themselves in the playoffs for the first time since 2012. I think a moment for Coach Stinnett just to kind of get everybody locked back in and believe that, hey, they're destined to be here. They're still in good shape. Matt Nelson, a right-hander, throwing back of Jack Meek. A leadoff pinch hit double for Blake Avila. Phoenix Call represents the go-ahead run out at second base. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Tate Shamau almost certainly will try to bunt Phoenix over. Out of the stretch works Meek. Glances back at Call, comes to the plate. Shamau bunts. It's a very good bunt. Barehanded by Brown. The throw to first is just in time. Phoenix Call goes to third. The sacrifice works perfectly. Tate Shamau gets it done. Good play by Brown. He fired a strike over to first. A fastball across the diamond. But the go-ahead run is now 90 feet away. Mason Lee, the batter, and now Coach Stinnett is going to come back out again and make a move, and probably to the right-hander, Matt Nelson, who's been throwing. So high drama at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field with a pitching change in the offing. The Knights have the go-ahead run represented by Phoenix Call at third base with one out in the bottom of the 8th. Mason Lee and Ty Yukamoto with a couple of chances to try to get him in. Jack Meek out, and we're going to see if indeed it's Nelson. We'll take a 2-minute pitching change break and find out together when we return. A 2-2 tie, bottom of the 8th. Phoenix Call at third, one out for the Knights when we return in 2 on the live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Right-hander Matt Nelson in a 2-2 tie, thrust into an amazing situation. The Knights with a chance to take the lead in the bottom of the 8th inning in this decisive Game 3. The infield in, fastball from big Matt Nelson, misses high and inside. Ball 1, 1-0. Phoenix called the go-ahead run at third. 1 out, bottom of the 8th, the 2-2 tie. The infield pulled in. The 1-0 pitch on the way is high. Ball 2, 2-0. Nelson 6'6", 215, Laguna Niguel, California, and Orange Coast College. 15 appearances, 25 innings of work, 30 strikeouts, only 7 walks, an ERA of 2.88. His 2-0 fastball high, ball 3, 3-0. Phoenix call the pinch runner at third. Blake Avila, a pinch hit double to open the inning. Call ran for him, moved to third on the Shamau sacrifice. The 3-0 pitch to Mason Lee, sails high and inside, ball 4. Nelson's numbers indicate good control, but he issues a 4-pitch walk to Mason Lee. Tai Yukamoto, the batter. Yukamoto, the 9-hole hitter, the Knights' leading hitter, has struck out, flied to right, and lined to deep right. He would take that again in a heartbeat. Sestro caught it, but it would be plenty deep enough to score the speedy Phoenix call from third. 2-2, bottom of the 8th, the pitch to Yukamoto, high and inside, ball 1. Nelson is yet to throw a strike. The infield at double play depth for the Cowlitz Black Bears. 1 ball and no strikes to Tai Yukamoto. 2-2, bottom of the 8th inning, decisive Game 3 here at Goss. A safety squeeze is on. Yukamoto shows bunt, pulls the bat back and takes high. Ball 2, 2-0. Call started to come down the line from third. It was not a suicide squeeze, and Yukamoto pulled the bat back, and now the count 2-0. The double play no longer in order. Second and third, 1 out. The 2-0 pitch, a high strike, in the count 2-1. Runners at second and third, 1 out. A 2-2 tie. The Knights trying to take the lead and then hold it in the 9th in advance. Phoenix call at third. Mason Lee went to second. The squeeze is on. The bunt is down. Call to the plate. He scores, and the Knights lead it 3-2. And going into second base is Yukamoto. Into third base is Mason Lee. The Knights have taken the lead on the squeeze play. Here comes Kelly Stinnett to argue the call. But the slide by Phoenix call gets him in and under the tag attempt of Griffin Sotomayor. Yukamoto with a squeeze, 3-2 Knights. And they have runners at second and third and 1 out and a chance to add on with Tyler Quinn to the plate. Three to 2 Knights. They'll have a lead going to the 9th. Now they're just trying to add to it. Nelson delivers high and inside to Tyler Quinn. Ball 1, 1-0. Tremendous execution of the game by the Knights here in the bottom of the 8th inning as they try to keep their season alive. The 1-0 pitch, hooked foul down the left field line. This will land untouched. Marcus Titiali'i going after it. Tyler Quinn swung at a pitch that was up and in and would have run the count to 2-0. But he comes back with an opportunity with a fly ball or ground ball through the drawn-in infield to add to the Knights' lead. 3-2 Knights, bottom of the 8th. Tai Yukamoto getting the bunt down in the squeeze play to score a Phoenix call from third, and then raced into second on the play at the plate. The pitch to Tyler rolled foul. Brooke Knight tries to make the play in the third base box. Comes up empty. 1-2 the count. His Knights coming up big, though, here in the bottom of the 8th to forge their first lead of the game. A precious bit of insurance out at third, as well as Yukamoto's run represented at second. 1-2 to Quinn. Nelson delivers in the turf off the chest protector of Griffin Sotomayor to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Blake Avila pinch hit double to open the inning. Phoenix call ran for him, was sacrificed to third by Tate Shimao. Tai Yukamoto squeezes him home. The 2-2 pitch on the way, fastball low, ball 3, 3-2. The pitch did not miss by much. The home plate umpire has favored the higher strike tonight. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Tyler Quinn. J.C. Ing on deck. 3-2 Knights in the bottom of the 8th inning. Matt Nelson comes set with a drawn-in infield. The big right-hander's 3-2 pitch. Fastball taken low and inside to load him up. The left-hand hitting J.C. Ing coming to the plate. There's some activity of sorts in the bullpen for Coach Stinnett and Coach Parrish and the Cowlitz Black Bears, but no one really getting heated up. There's just some guys moving around down there. No game of catch going on. The Knights have scored to take the lead and now looking to add on to it. Nelson delivers in the turf, ball 1 to J.C. Ing. Griffin Sotomayor gets a new baseball to work with for his battery mate, Matt Nelson. Matt has walked 2 in the inning. Bases loaded, 1 out, 3-2 Knights, bottom of the 8th. The infield returns to double play depth for the Black Bears. The 1-0 pitch to Ing is high and inside, ball 2, 2-0. 1 out in the sacks full. Sam Stem, the on-deck hitter. Mason Lee at third, Tai Yukamoto at second, Tyler Quinn at first, and time called. Out to the mound goes Griffin Sotomayor to visit with Matt Nelson. We mentioned the great baseball community of Longview, the land of Rick Sweet. Hit his last home run in the Kingdome with the Mariners. Trevor May, Jason Schmidt, Wes Stock, born in Longview, and a pitcher for the Baby Birds in the 60s, and then the Mariners pitching coach. Buddy Black went to Mark Morris High School and Lower Columbia College. In Oregon State, Corvallis, this city producing so many great players through the years. 2 tremendous baseball communities enjoying this playoff run for both of their teams. 3-2 Knights, bottom of the 8th. The 2-0 fastball, a strike to J.C. Ing in the count, 2-1. Tai Yukamoto with a safety squeeze to score Phoenix call. And now the Knights leading 3-2 with 1 out, hungry for more. Ing takes a strike, good pitch from Nelson. Inner half, knee high, 2-2 the count. Sam Stem, the on-deck hitter. The Knights have taken the lead, but Cowlitz of the belief, hey, if they get out of this with only 1 run on the board, they're going to feel like they're still very much alive. A chopper to third. The play will be made at the plate for the only out. Chris Brown throwing to Griffin Sotomayor for the force out on Mason Lee. Ing aboard on the fielder's choice, 5-2. 2 down in the inning. And Sam Stem, the batter. Well, the Knights couldn't really ask for a better guy at the plate, leading 3-2, but a guy who has led them all summer long in RBIs with a chance to bust it open a bit here. With 2 down and the sacks full, the pitch to Stem inside, ball 1, 1-0. Sam tonight has struck out, grounded to first, walked, and singled to left. Tai Yukamoto at third, Tyler Quinn at second, J.C. Ing at first, 2 down. The 1-0 pitch on the way to Sam, lifted in the air to left center field and playable. Marcus Titiali'i moves over, makes the catch, and the Knights hope to make good with just the 1-run lead. All things considered, pretty good work from Matt Nelson when the Knights had a chance to really separate and kind of seal the thing. It didn't quite work out that way. But what the Knights hope will be the perfect ending to this ball game tonight after the heartbreak Tuesday in Longview. I sensed all along that Sean Weiss was going to get another chance and a chance to get it right. He comes out of the bullpen with a 3-2 lead in the top of the 9th inning, needing the 3 outs with a save to send the Knights into Saturday night. The Knights get a run on the squeeze from Tai Yukamoto. The pinch hit double by Blake Avila. Phoenix Call scores on the squeeze. We go to the ninth, 3-2 Knights. Back in 2 on 1240 Joe Radio. Top of the ninth inning, 3-2 Knights. Trying to win it. Sean Weiss to the plate. Fastball to Seth Stroh. Fouled straight back. 0-1 the count. Frank Camarillo was brilliant out of the bullpen. And now Sean Weiss trying to bring the Knights home and send them into Saturday night against Portland right back here. The strike one pitch on the way to Stroh. A two-hopper to the second baseman. Tate Shamal flips to Ethan Edges. One away in the top of the ninth inning. Sean Weiss, I know, the competitive young man that he is, champion at the bit to get another chance against this group. He was part of a bullpen breakdown of sorts Tuesday. Neil Feist had difficulty throwing strikes. Sean Weiss came on, and Cowlitz came back, to their credit, in 10 and won it 5-4. And Sean, I know, was looking to try to get it right the second time around against these guys, and he gets a chance here at home to do just that. Sotomayor swings at the first pitch and rolls it foul in front of the Knights dugout. 3-2 Knights, one out, top of the ninth inning. 0-1 to Griffin Sotomayor. Sean Weiss to the plate. Strike two called. 0-2 the count. Taking a little bit off and getting the high strike on the outer half. 0-2 to Sotomayor. One out, nobody on. Top of the ninth, 3-2 Knights. Sean Weiss comes set. The left-hander ready, and the strike two pitch. Fastball, a check swing, taken a little bit high. Sotomayor nearly offered. He took it. 1-2 the count with one out. Nick Miller on deck. Sean Weiss from the stretch. The lefty's 1-2 pitch. High again, ball two. 2-2. 3-2 Knights, top of the ninth inning. Sean getting a quick out to open the frame. Now comes back with a 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Two down in the ninth inning. Nick Miller, the batter. And Sean Weiss and the Knights are an out away from advancing to Saturday night's South Division Championship game against the Portland Pickles right here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. But a big out to get. Nick Miller is 1 for 3. Sean Weiss to the plate. Fastball line to right. Sam Stem is there. Makes the catch. The ball game is over, and the Knights win it. They advance to Saturday night, and Sean Weiss, after the misery of Tuesday night, exulting and celebrating here 48 hours later at home. Gets the save. The Knights get the run on the squeeze play, and they come from behind to take the series and keep their hopes for a 7th straight West Coast League championship very much alive. What a great ball game. The Corvallis Knights win it 3-2. So the Knights will play in the South Division Championship game at 6:35 this Saturday night. The Knights and the Portland Pickles, and a standing ovation for the Knights players coming off the field, celebrating but not too exuberantly, in that they still have more business to complete. Cowlitz won the opener in Longview in a thrilling game 5-4. The Knights came back to win last night, and then tonight down 2-0. Got a 2-out, 2-run single from Ethan Hedges to tie the game in the 5th inning, and then execute brilliantly in the 8th. Blake Avila a pinch hit double, Tate Shamau with a sacrifice, and then Ty Yukamoto with the squeeze to score the pinch runner Phoenix Call. And then a 1-2-3 inning for Sean Weiss in a beautiful moment of redemption for him after the tough experience Tuesday in Longview. So it's a great ball game, and we're not done. The playoff run continues Saturday against the Portland Pickles. Pioneer Connect, our presenting sponsor for Knights playoff baseball. A thriller here tonight at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field for Garrett Dworshak and for Thomas Rudolph. This is Mike Parker at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Thanking you for joining us. Again, our final score, the Knights rally and get it done. Corvallis 3, the Cowlitz Black Bears, who had a tremendous season, 2. A heartbreaking defeat for Cowlitz in the playoffs for the first time since 2012. Gave it a great run and pushed the Knights to the very limit. 3-2 our final score. See you Saturday right back here, 6:20 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. So long, everybody.